EA Sports College Football is back, and although I love track and field, specifically at the college level, we've never had a video game, but college football does. Normally the release of a game like this wouldn't be a big deal to the track and field community, but some of the fastest sprinters on the track also play college football. For that reason, if you check my national recruit ranking list for the top athletes across the entire nation, you will see that some of the top sprinters are also listed as football players, or for that matter, some of the top jumpers and the top hurdlers. There's no way for me to know if they're going to continue competing on the track when they get to college, so I just put them on the list anyway and make a note that they play football, because they earned their spot. But when EA Sports releases their game, they also hand out a speed rating for every athlete on the field. And that's where I have to step in, because the debate between football speed and track speed is really not much of a debate at all if you care to look at the numbers. Elite track and field speed is way faster. You don't have to believe me yet, because I've got the receipts to prove it. And EA Sports gave out 97, 98, and 99 overall speed ratings to 53 football players. That's way too many, because 7 of the athletes on that list have very legitimate track and field careers to go off of. And even they are not all on the same level. So if you're gonna hand out a speed rating anyway, you might as well make sure it's legit, because getting a 97, a 98, or a 99 is a very big accomplishment. And the only ones who deserve it are the ones who proved it, by showing up in the one sport where we actually find out who's the fastest. Besides, speed and acceleration are not the same thing. You might have great acceleration, and it might help you in a 40-yard dash, but that is not the same thing as open field speed. So here is a breakdown of who the fastest men in college football actually are, and what their ratings should be, because they're not even all on the same level. And in the process, I am also going to explain why EA Sports got a bunch of stuff wrong. If you're wondering whether I've actually played the new game yet, the answer is no. But that is because I work a lot, in case you haven't noticed. But I play EA Sports College Football. Played it in 06, as well as 07, as well as in 2012 and in 14. And I've got a whole bunch of Dynasty files to prove it. First, I'm going to focus on the athletes who have very legit track stats to back up their speed ratings, starting off with the 97s all the way up to the 99s. And the only 97 I'm going to mention is Jordan Washington, who is a halfback who coincidentally plays for the University of Washington. But he ran 10.24 seconds in the 100-meter dash in high school. He also broke 21 in the 200. That is why he is a 5-star recruit for the class of 2024 in track and field. That means that he wasn't just one of the best sprinters. He was ranked inside the top 40 amongst all track and field recruits for that class, regardless of his event. They gave him a 97 rating, and that's fine. But they also gave 97s to a whole bunch of other guys who ain't never proven on the track like that. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SCArecruiting.com, where I rank the best track and field recruits across the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. But when you take a look at the athletes who got 98 ratings, this is where things get very confusing, because Nwabuko of the University of Pittsburgh ran 10.44 seconds, wind legal in the 100 in high school, but he also broke 21 in the 200. He shares that rating with a whole bunch of players who don't have track stats that are anywhere near as dominant, but he also shares it with athletes with track stats that look like this. Dijon Stanley of Utah did have similar numbers to him in the 200. He was actually a 5-star recruit because of his talent in the 400 and the 200, and although he ran 4-star level in the 100 as well, I'm pretty sure he would have went faster if he didn't focus on the 400 to begin with. But Jordan Anthony of Arkansas was the best combo sprinter in the nation between the 100 and the 200 when he came out of high school. In his freshman year of college, he did run track and field. In the NCAA Indoor Championships for the 60-meter dash, he was the silver medalist. Remember, he's running against every single fast man that we have in college. You can forget about anything else he did in the 100 or the 200 at the moment. Not one player in college football has been that successful on the track right now. And the 60 is technically the shortest event that we have in track. What I'm trying to say is if you really want to know who the fastest man is, I think we have our answer. But if you don't like that answer, try this one, because Jelani Watkins of LSU is only a freshman. But in the class of 2024, as a track and field athlete. He was the number 2 sprinter in the nation and the number 4 recruit in the nation, for that matter. The only sprinter who was better than him decided to go pro out of college anyway after competing in the finals of the Olympic trials. And Jelani Watkins ran 10.02 seconds, faster in the 100 than anybody else in college football. He even ran the anchor leg for the team that broke the high school national record in the 4x1. Obviously, he's the reason why they got that record, because nobody else on that relay was higher than a low 4-star recruit at best. And now we get to the 2 men who are actually awarded 99 overall speed ratings, one of which is Rodrick Pleasant, who now competes for Oregon. It is true that he was one of the fastest high school sprinters in his class. He ran 10.09 seconds in the 100. The only thing is, he has run track in college, and he was nowhere near that fast. You can give him a 99 if you want to, but as far as I'm concerned, your ratings can change year to year. So maybe he was a 99, but maybe he's not exactly that fast right now. And the only other man to get a 99 rating in the game is Nyck of South Carolina. He is incredibly fast, don't get me wrong, but let's take a look at the numbers. He qualified for the NCAA championships in both the 100 and the 200 as a freshman, but he wasn't in the final. Remember, Jordan Anthony made an NCAA championship final and came away with a medal while he was there. I've almost never seen an athlete that size run that fast, but they gave him a 99 and didn't give a 99 to some other athletes who did break 10-1 in the 100. The reason why I'm pointing all of this out is to pretend that more than 40 football players are on the same level as the men I'm describing is ridiculous. Track and field is the sport where you prove how fast you actually are. With the search that I conducted, if I'm not able to find your track and field stats to back up your speed, there's only 2 reasons. Either 1, you did run track and field, you just weren't 4-star level when you did it. And the other is that no matter how fast your 40-yard dash actually was, you were afraid to prove it on the track. By now you know that NFL player Tyreek Hill wanted to challenge Noah Lyles to a foot race, but he immediately backed up and tried to clarify that he didn't mean a 60-meter dash or a 100-meter dash, because he's run both of those events and he knows he's getting smoked. Whoever gets a 99 rating in the game should set the curve. They become the gold standard and everybody else has to get rated off of them. So if we were actually going to fix the list, these are the men who should be the 99s. Jelani Watkins of LSU should be a 99 because he has the fastest 100-meter dash recorded of anybody in college football. But you'd also have to add Jordan Anthony of Arkansas because no other current college football player has ever won an NCAA championship medal in track and field as a sprinter except him. And I guess you can leave Nyck of South Carolina at the 99 as well, because his combination in the 100 and the 200 at the NCAA championship meet is legit. Yet I think Rodrick Pleasant of Oregon has to move down to a 98. He might have been a 99 if the game came out last year, but it didn't. From what we have to go off of, you probably got to take off 1 point. But you'd also have to move Jordan Washington of the Washington Huskies up to a 98, because his 100-meter dash speed is clearly on a different level than the next 2 men. That is why Dijon Stanley of Utah and Nwabuko of Pittsburgh should be 97 ratings. They are legitimately fast. But remember, there are levels to this. And one athlete who didn't even get a 97 rating, who probably should get one, is Makai Danzy of Florida State, because he ran just as fast as Dijon Stanley while he was in high school for the most part. He even ran the 200 and 400 just like him. I can't tell you why he didn't get included on the 97 rating list. But hey, nobody asked me. So if EA Sports really wants to fix their speed ratings, those are the men who should be the fastest in college. Anybody else, I don't care what your 40-yard dash time is. If you don't have track stats that look like that, you are no higher than a 96. I would even go so far as to say that only athletes who could get a 4-star rating on SCArecruiting.com as a sprinter should get 96 ratings. So if you ran a fast 40 recorded on Rivals, but either didn't run track and field at all, or just wasn't that fast when you did it, you're no higher now than a 95. They can do just about whatever they want with the rest of the ratings. But I know just as well as anyone that you've gotta get the top names right. So I apologize that this video was a little bit different, because I love track and field specifically at the college level. But because some of those same athletes show up on the football field, how fast they really are should be communicated to the rest of the world. Because track and field speed and football speed are not the same thing. If you have real track and field speed, then you have to be even faster. Eventually I'm gonna get around to playing the game, because I do hear that some of the athletes are basically a cheat code. Nyck Harbor, I'm looking at you. But if EA Sports actually decides that they want to get the ratings right next year, I'm gonna have to check my schedule and let them know if I'm available. SCA track and field gear is here. Fast is a lifestyle, and what you wear should reflect that. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.